everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is once again me, Zach. It's been a while since I uploaded any videos to this channel. Lots been happening. I don't know if we'll really talk about it in this video, but I wanted to make sure that I got out the monthly world tour, because while I haven't been recording, I have been playing. So not much has changed in here, except that I feel a desperate desire to leave. At all times, actually. You know what? While we're here, I actually could use a bit of repair on my chainmail, so let's do that. So it is winter. As you can see, things are frozen. I collected a little bit of ice for a project that I'll show you guys soon. And I have actually started trommeling, so that basket down there is full of stuff from the trommel. It automatically pulls out and goes down there. Yeah, I've been collecting some redstone stuff. I want to start messing around with that a bit more in this pack. It's something I used to be pretty interested in. Oh yeah, and this guy's right here. I just put him there because I didn't have space in any of my chests at the time. So let's go up here first, because this is the first thing that I was working on since you guys have been away. Ooh, I see you. Oh, you ain't slick. You haven't matched the grass since Alpha, dumbass. Not even kinda camouflaged. Alright. So, let's go into photo mode here, and behold the many wonders of this world. It looks really cool in the winter, even though the snow's a bit patchy. But yeah, I started installing the farms. There's going to be more going kind of around the hill. This has to be the edge, though, because down here is where I want to put some of the poor areas, basically. But I did start putting this in. Now, it doesn't look great right now because I just recently harvested it. Because I want to start, spreading the food out to different areas. Plus, I needed the wheat to make baskets. Not that much wheat, obviously, but I did need the wheat. You can see I haven't worked on this part of the town at all or anything, though I do have stuff to show you out that way, so we'll save that for last. This is going to be a staircase that leads down into the poorer zones. It's not done yet. I'm kind of fucking around with the dimensions and stuff. You can see I moved this whole pillar over a block and such like. But it will lead down into this area, and then I'll probably push these walls back a smidge, and then start building into them, as discussed. But let's go over here. Oh, hey, nice. You could see this tower when I panned over after I left the building, so we might as well look at this, and this little area here. So this is new, and it's not completely done. As you can see, I did this side, and I like that side. Over here, I was experimenting with, and I think on the front too, with these being recessed in. I'm not convinced. I don't love it. But let's go in first. It's pretty simple. I haven't even put a pressure plate down yet. Got a second floor there, and then we've got a third little attic, and then we're at the top. It's pretty nice up here. I wanted to build something tall. I was watching a lot of people, I mean I still do actually, I watch a lot of people play Alpha and Beta Minecraft, and there's almost always these monolithic cobblestone structures just in the middle of everything, and I was like, I don't usually build that way, so I'm going to experiment a little bit. Everything I'm going to be showing you guys that's new is experimental, by the way, just a heads up for the plans for today. I don't have any like set in stone builds. There we go. Like I said, I'm probably going to move this out. These are on stairs. I can show you that from the front. On this side, I did solid blocks, and I don't love this. I actually kind of hate it. And if we come around here, we can see this one looks not too bad. That one's not awful. But I think I am going to go with this side, which is just kind of the smooth. Oh, hey, chain links. I guess I can go out on the ice. I kind of like the smooth side. I don't know. I'll think about that side. Doing that all the way up. But, like I said, this is experimental. I was, mixing up the blocks and stuff. I put in this lower area here with that. I do like this little room. It feels like a little dungeon. Need to put in a door, but I want to use iron or something, I think. And I like this little pathway here, of course. Connects over to this area. which I believe this was all done when I did my last... Oh, I forgot there was a basket over here. I believe this was done when I did my last world tour, but I like the canal. We can't use the canal today because everything's frozen, but we'll walk across the ice at least that way here in a moment. We've got this, one of my watchtowers. We'll go through it briefly here. Again, a lot of this has been covered in previous world tours. The goal of these world tours usually is to only go over new stuff, but this time I want to kind of go through some of the old stuff in case anybody that's here is new, but also because I haven't done Minecraft videos in a while. You can see something new I built over there. And I just kind of want to, I don't know, refresh myself on my own world a little bit. God, it's such a nice vibe though, isn't it? You can see there's some unfrozen ice over that way. Maybe the biome isn't cold enough in that region. So, let's get over to probably the last disconnected area that we're going to go to. Now, anybody who's watched me play before knows that one of the things I like to do is build outposts, right? I don't love to build one giant mega base. I mean, I don't mind it, but I particularly enjoy building smaller, disparate bases, not really connected to each other directly. Sometimes they are connected, of course. I do have plans to connect a lot of these more central ones via rail carts and stuff. This one doesn't need to be connected by rail cart. Normally it's connected by water, and boats are a great way to travel. So this one is very poorly stocked, and that's one of the reasons that I collected all the food over there, even though it made things look a little bit less good for the video. Because in the next actual video that isn't a world tour, we are going to be going around and refilling all of my watchtowers and stuff with food and supplies. I built this little rock here, put a jack-o'-lantern on top. At the time, I don't believe I had access to the nether, so I used jack-o'-lanterns for lighting. Now I would probably use glowstone. So I really like this wall idea that I've had here. You can jump in from outside, but once you're inside you can't get out. And this area is going to be for sheep. It isn't currently, although there is a sheep right there. That's not my sheep. I just saw another sheep out of the corner of my eye. But it is going to be for sheep in the future. In this version of Beta Minecraft, which is better than Adventure, you can name tag things, and they don't despawn. And in this case it will be sheep, because they do regrow their wool after a bit, which I think is nice. There's a ruin up on top of that. It's not very cool, we're not going to look at it. It's unfinished. It was pretty close to being finished, and then I took my hiatus, and yeah, didn't get very much of it done. Oh, is the water all thawing when I don't have a boat over here? Really cool stuff, game. So spring just hit in the middle of the video. Let's see if we can get back. Hit. Oh, hit. Whoop. Which means that all of this ice is going to melt, and we'll be able to use our waterways again, which is pretty cool. Several of my bases are connected largely via water, via water, or by canals and such. I'm planning on putting a canal in over there as well, but we'll see that from a different angle here in a minute, so I'm not going to talk about it yet. This is an amplified world. In case you are also playing Better Than Adventure, that's why I have these absolutely monolithic buildings everywhere. Buildings? What? Mountains everywhere. I settled in a pretty laid-back part of the world, right by spawn. My spawn is right over this hill, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what the seed is. Can I get the seed? There you go. There's the seed, if anybody's interested. I didn't even know that that existed in this version. There's a lot of other stuff you can do with commands in this. Like you can set it so that you can sprint and such, but we're not going to do that right now. So, let's, nah, we're going to save that for last. Let's go to the other building that I constructed, other than the tower. I haven't done a whole lot of building. I did, well, I guess if you count the farms as building, I built those, but I haven't done a ton of other types of building in this world recently. I just haven't I've been feeling creative, but not in a way that translated to building in Minecraft. More in a way that translated to staring moodily out the window. You know what I mean? Like, it was like poet creativity. The worst kind of creativity. Hip, hop, hop, hippity. Ow! Got ripped off. Every time I come over here, there are zombies. And I feel like there's a zombie spawner somewhere, but I looked and I couldn't find one. I need to look a bit more closely, maybe. Maybe try. Oh, that was close. I could have done that if I had just waited half a second extra. So, this structure is new. And it is... Is that you, pig? God. I'm paranoid. Yeah, it is brand new. It's something that I put together kind of on a whim. But I went exploring this way. What direction is this? North? I guess that's north. I went exploring northwards, which I haven't done a whole lot of in the past. And right over the hill here... No, I do have dirt on it. Okay, cool. Yep, hoop, hop, yippity. Right over the hill is this outback biome, that's what it's called. Which has, you know, cool looking stone, and I think it's granite is the stone type. It's got this like weird grass and the red sand, or orange sand, I should say. And I wanted to kind of commemorate that a little bit by building one of my outposts near this, in case I wanted to come and extract resources from the area, you know what I mean? Minecraft all about that colonialism, brother. So I built this thing. It is, you'll be shocked to hear it, not fully complete. The actual structure is done, but I want to do more, you know, build like a mine going down here, do a bit more, put some extra outbuildings around. This is like a little quarry where I got all the stone for building it. There's like really aggressive water sounds here for some reason, but there's no water. It must be like just under the dirt here. There it is. Huh. Well. Don't ask questions. You don't want to know the answer to. In here, it's all pretty bare bones in terms of furnishing. There's a tiny bit of food that I left behind here, but it does actually have a full set of iron gear. Well, iron equipment. It doesn't have any gear, but it has some extra iron if you need to make some, which is cool. And yeah, if I were to get lost at night or something, I could come here and I would be good. Now, of course, the way I set these watchtowers up, they always have to be in sight of each other. Now, normally, this is a bit too close. Normally, I would want it to be like, you see that bit of land right there? That would be more the distance between the watchtowers that I would go for. You should be able to see them, but very distantly. It helps you find your way home, right? So, like, if I'm going to build another one in this area, which I will eventually, it would probably be on that hill or maybe even over there. But I built this one here, partly because this is a nice tall area that overlooks quite a bit of lower terrain, which is always useful, but also because it's directly across the canal. I want to put watchtowers on, like, maybe on that hill there. Probably not there, but over there, to watch over the different canals and stuff. With the idea being that if there were people that actually lived and worked in this world, they would want to have a nice view of anybody who's moving through these canals. Now, in this area, we're going to be building a lot of canals, because I want a canal there, I want a canal through here, there, and there. And they're all going to be pretty simple canals, because it's very shallow terrain there. And I want to build another lighthouse on that island. Probably a big one. But, like I said, over there, this spit of land here separates us from the area we were just in a few minutes ago, where we went to see the sheep. That, like, bay area. So building a canal through there will be a lot more time consuming, although we could make, like, a cave canal, so that might be kind of cool. Either way, we want to cut through there. And make sure that we can go anywhere we want in our world via boat. It will be cool to eventually get things like rails set up and whatnot. I don't have a ton of iron right now, though, but I do have a lot of wood. So, pretty easy to make a boat. There's nothing else really to show in the world in terms of creative builds. Well, not builds in creative, but like builds that are just kind of cool looking. But I do have a technical build to show you guys. And it's bad over here. I plan on putting a... There we go. I plan on putting a ladder up somewhere over in here. When that area gets lit up in the future. Good God, the creeper hole. Anyway, I plan on putting a ladder up there because that that building up there is a military building. So I think that it makes sense that we would not really have like a nice staircase going up to it or anything. It would be a ladder, something very efficient but not very comfortable. Yeah, I don't know if I'll build anything on this little peninsula or not. I haven't decided yet. And I still need to finish rounding out that bit of land there to make that look a bit more natural and less like it's free-floating. I guess maybe I should have made a boat while I was up there and just boated home, but it's fine. We're not that far. So, what I've been working on is something that I used to do all the time in Minecraft, especially in multiplayer with my friends, which is I've been working on setting up a passive mob, not passive mob, sorry, a spawner, that, what's the word? An AFK spawner? Whatever. Now, the only spawner that I have near me is a spider spawner, which is the least useful, but is, well, not the least useful. It's actually the second most useful in this version. I think zombies are the least useful these days in Better Than Adventure, because they only drop cloth, and cloth is useful for certain things, like beds, quivers, seats, and banners. But as you can see, I haven't even made any of those. So, eh. The only other thing that zombies can spawn or can drop is the chain links, which are cool, but I only wear chain link leggings, so it's not that big of a deal. The most useful would definitely be a skeleton spawner. I don't have one of those, but they drop bones and arrows. I don't think they drop anything else, but bones can be made into bone meal. Bone meal is always nice to have. Arrows are good because I don't want to have to craft them. But let's get down here and look at the spawner that I actually have, which is a spider spawner. Spiders only drop string. Real quick here as well, just so that I'm not hurting for a squirt in the whole video. I carry wheat around because you can make wheat into bread very easily, just about anywhere with a crafting bench. I don't think you can do like this, can you? No, it has to be like that. But you can carry a whole stack, which is quite a bit of bread. So I made tinted glass. That's pretty cool, right? You can kind of see in there, although with how YouTube darkens everything, you probably can't see anything. Hey, buddy. It's very simple. Let's just break in here for a sec. Creepy cave noise. Good timing. So, it's a spider spawner, and spiders are awful. They're a terrible shape because they are 2x2, so they are this size, right? Which means that any hole that has to accept them has to be adequately sized. Don't take that out of context. So basically they drop down and they die from falling, and we'll go down and look at that. But the water pushes them. It's all very like classic, old school Minecraft spawner stuff. This is where I AFK. I block myself in most of the time because I'm paranoid about Herobrine sprinting down this tunnel at me or something. I don't know. And if you're curious about how effective this is, by the way, there you go. But this is what I needed the ice for, because when they come down here, sounds like some are on their way. They drop down into this box. Now the drop should kill them, and sometimes it does. But because spiders can climb walls, they get stuck on the walls sometimes, and then they don't drop far enough to die. So that's why this door is here. I open it, and then I stab. And then I take a little bit of damage, and then I stab again. But this is wire mesh. This is one of the blocks added in by the mod. It's very cool. You can't drop through it, but items pass through it just fine, right? So that torch goes down, and we can see it's carried by water currents into other water currents, and they're moving over ice. That's what the ice was for. So that speeds up how fast they move, which I'll show you the speed in a second. These water bits push them over top of baskets, which automatically pick stuff up, which is cool. And then you just right-click to take the things out. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Put you there. We can come here and pick up all the string we got. So it looks like there was some string left over from last time that I was down here. There we go. Now if we come up here, and we come over here to the farthest point and throw in a cobblestone, we run down here. Did we even beat it? No, we didn't even beat it. I think it was there right as I got there. So let's open the door, throw, run, wait here. Okay, you could just see it there, alright? One more time now, one more time. It's very fast. There you go. So, the ice was definitely worth it. The ice is honestly kind of huge for this whole project. And now, let's talk about the flaws with it. So, obvious flaw is the spiders are not dying consistently enough. They occasionally just sort of hang out on the walls, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they're hanging out on this wall. I could maybe fix that, actually. But yeah, I don't think they are doing what they're supposed to, basically. And I do have some plans to fix this one, but I might leave it as is. I might leave it a little bit inefficient. Just because, I mean... Oh, wait. I don't want to leave those torches in there. Kabonk. Yay. Yay, it's just fun to set stuff like this up. Yeah, so I might leave it a little bit inefficient, just as kind of like an alpha version of what I plan on doing in the future, which will be a lot more efficient. If I were going to do it, like again, let's come here, open it right there. You see I put signs there. I don't really think I needed to, but I put signs there because, at least in most versions of Minecraft, mobs will think they can walk on signs and they'll step off. But what I might do is replace this block here with signs as well, so that the water flows out over the sign, and they have no way of grabbing this wall before they fall. But I don't know. They might still grab onto this wall. Now, this is all very proof of concept, and my plan in the future is to not do this ever again with spiders, because I shouldn't need more than one spider spawner like this. And instead, what I'll do is use this same idea but for skeletons, and probably zombies at some point as well. In fact, something that I can't remember if I ever showed you guys is I found a dungeon, like an actual labyrinth, many miles away near the second base that I'm not going to be visiting for this world tour because it's not very exciting and I don't really have time. Let's grab that leather and take that home with us. Might as well take the ice too. But yeah, I mean, this still works pretty effectively, but I want to do better next time, for sure. Oh yeah, and I made this brazier. Braziers are cool. It's infinite fire, but safe. It doesn't light anything around it on fire, as far as I can tell. So yeah, I plan on turning that labyrinth, I think, into a pretty big super spawner at some point, which will be a massive undertaking, an absolutely monumental project. But it would be pretty cool. Either way, we will be spending time over by that base next time that I make an episode of this, so we're not going to look at it today. Sorry, guys. It's not very exciting anyway, there's just like a little hut there. It just happens to be where I put my nether portal. So to end out this world tour, we're just going to look at these buildings again real fast. I haven't done anything over here since last time, but I just like them. I think that this is a cozy little section of the world. You know, with these little houses here and all that. I just think they're nice. I've been enjoying Minecraft quite a bit, but like I said, I just haven't been recording. And I guess if you guys want to hear about that, I'll talk about it real quick. And anybody who doesn't care, fair enough. You can just end the video here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. But for those of you who do care, let's go through what I'm going through real fast. Let's talk about it for a minute here while I wander around. Of late, I've been feeling the big sad for sure. I've been very depressed lately, and under a lot of stress in real life due to well, a combination of things like unemployment and the start of the school year for my daughter. My daughter going on a big trip all the way to a different state, which has been, I mean, this is the furthest she's ever been away from me. It's also the first time she's ever been on a plane. Things are just kind of rough in America of late anyway, so on top of the normal things I'd be worrying about, I have to worry about that kind of stuff as well. So that doesn't feel great. And then I also, in some like good news, right? In some happy news, all my sugarcane, well, a bunch of my sugarcane died because of the ice, by the way. So let me replant that. In slightly happier news, well, I say slightly, but in much happier news, my friend did buy me a new computer, which was really cool of him, and I really appreciate that. But, you know, it is also kind of a big change getting a new computer, and that made it, I had to reset all of my stuff to make sure that I could record and whatnot. And, yeah, I won't say that was a huge component of why I haven't been recording, but it was certainly part of it. But Minecraft is something of a safe game. I know that the idea of like safe spaces and stuff is a triggering term for some people, and it will make people very angry that I said that. But I think it's pretty normal as a person to want to feel safe and be safe, and I don't think that's controversial, so I'm going to say it anyway. And Minecraft is one of those spaces, I think, not just for me, but for a lot of people. There is a nostalgic element, for sure, absolutely. But also, there is a sort of artistic expression inherent in Minecraft that is very safe, is very free, you know? Because you don't have to show anybody anything that you make. Like, obviously I am. I'm showing it to all you guys. But it doesn't have to be. So, when I log on to play Minecraft of late, my thought process has been something like, I just want to be allowed to exist, and not have to worry about things for a little bit, so that's what I'm going to do. And recording is fun in doses, but it is still effort, you know, like, recording is still me putting myself out there for people, being a little bit vulnerable, and being a little bit unmasked. Not fully, but a little bit unmasked. And that's, I wouldn't say stressful, it's kind of stress relieving at times, but at other times it can feel a bit overwhelming. So, unfortunately, I didn't have it in me of late to do a whole lot of Minecraft stuff. I'm not supposed to kill sheep. Why do I keep doing this? Why am I filled with such sheep-related hatred? And, yeah, I'm going to try and do more in the future. I have a couple potential jobs that I've been looking into, and hopefully I'll get those and I will not be unemployed. I was supposed to get some unclaimed funds from my state a while ago. They haven't come yet. I'm hungry, goddammit. But it's just been tough, you know, boots are strapped and belts are tightened, but Minecraft has been an outlet for some of that, you know. I mean, you guys can see, I haven't done a whole lot. I haven't been playing this version of Minecraft a ton, but playing Minecraft in general, for sure. So, maybe none of that is specific enough to really explain any of it, and for that I apologize, but I'm trying here. This is about as open as I can get at the moment. But thank you guys for watching, and for listening to me whine about my problems, I guess. The sun is getting ready to set. on another day in my Minecraft world, and it's about time for me to call this video to a close. This has been the August World Tour. I did a little bit of stuff, first technical build on the server. I've got a couple ideas for more. I have a lot of ideas for stuff I want to do in this world, so there will be more videos coming soon, I hope. Soon, you know, TM, CR, but we'll see. And I do want to start another Minecraft playthrough in a different, well, in my personal mod pack that I've been working on for a while. So I hope you guys are interested in that. It's gonna be very different from this series, but it should still be fun. And as for the alpha Minecraft stuff, unfortunately I think I lost the alpha world because I was looking for it earlier after I moved the stuff between computers. I'm gonna look again, but it might be gone, which would be bad, but I will probably start a new alpha world if that is the case. I actually might do a beta world as well, because I kind of want to do the 404 challenge. I wonder if that's possible in Better Than Adventure. That would be kind of funny. Anyway, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. You know, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this kind of stuff, I guess, but don't feel pressured to at all. This channel is more or less just an outlet for me, personally, to get thoughts out there and build stuff and show it to people. So, anyway, that's it. See ya.